And then remove Scully. Okay. So we have two spin agains right next to each other. Let's shuffle. So we don't. Okay. Oh, actually, Skirtbringer also needs to go. Wait, what did I... Wait, where's... Oh, right, because I crashed, right? There you go. Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous needs to be on there too. Yeah, I had changed the wheel, but because I crashed, it changed back. Okay, so spin. Oh, King of the Castle. Oh my god. Okay. It's the first time I'll ever play that game, so should be a good time. Oh jeez. Okay. Okay, loud. Loud. Game, please. Oh my god. It was so loud. I think it's alright now. Okay, is it capturing? It is. So disconnected as well. I haven't played this game at all before, at least not as streamer. I've played it as like participating in chat, right? But yeah, so very much a Twitch connected game. So anyone in chat is able to join the houses, I guess, the like noble houses. Let me do modality, dynasty name. What kind of... I honestly don't know what the dynasty name would be. I guess I could do Marley modality or something like that. I don't even know, like... Queen Marley of the Modality Dynasty. That kind of works, right? Marley is my actual name, Modality is just the stream name. Yeah, that works. The Mad Lad Dynasty. I could do that. Okay, play on Twitch. Continue. Twitch extension. Okay, yeah. So I do have to set up the Twitch extension. Let's do that. Activate. Okay, so that should be activated now. It is showing for me, so that's good. Choose 3 regions. I don't know. Does it matter? I guess chiefs, counts, and grandees. Why not? We'll do this. We'll do the middle 3. Okay, so you may now join via Twitch chat, saying exclamation point join followed by pronouns. E.g. join she. Players can join mid-game, and their wealth in the region are saved in the continued game. So Zelda, you are a count. Countess. You're part of the Counts of the East. Congratulations. Aura. Ooh, Chiefs. Nice. Nice. Anyone else wanting to join? Because it would be nice to have at least one of each before we start the game. That would be a good idea, I think. It is a very fun game, but it does get a bit more interesting with more people as well. Because there's a lot of voting and things like that. Everyone is trying to overthrow me, as you do. It's basically the noble houses, so the chiefs, the counts, and the grandees, just having their own schemes to then like overthrow the current ruler and put one of their own in power. And then you can keep going because, of course, the person they put in power doesn't actually do as much as they want for them. And yeah, all that stuff. There's... It's a fun game, but I don't know if I have enough people that are able to join or willing to join that it can work. I'm hoping for at least someone to join the grandees. That would be nice. That would be nice. I don't know how long I should wait though. Like, I don't know what happens as well if you don't have anyone on one of the factions. I don't know what happens. Like, do they just randomly decide what their goal is or something? I don't know. Because you can... Oh no, you can't start actually. You literally are unable to start unless there's at least one in each faction. That makes sense. It makes sense. But yeah, so if anyone is here that hasn't joined yet or wants to join, please type !join followed by your pronouns, or if you don't care, just !join. That's also fine. It will default to they them. But yeah, I don't know if there's anyone. I mean, if it doesn't happen, then I can just swap to something else, right? I did want to try this at least to see if anything happened. But considering how many people are probably lurking... Oh, Aaron, welcome. You are a grandee. I hope you're doing well. Okay, so we've got at least one person in each faction. Hopefully, like during the game, some more people will come out of lurk and actually join as well. But for now we can start, right? That's fine. For now. Okay, so you need to acquire an heir and then complete your ambition to win. Your first reign will likely end in disaster. Yeah, okay. That is fair. Everyone has their own schemes. I need to be careful about the defiance. For the nobles to win, they need to pass all 3 stages of the scheme, which requires certain stats. You can vote for stuff and you can rebel if your defiance gets high enough. I think it's that your defiance needs to be higher than my authority, I believe. Okay, each season there's 3 events. In this case, it's just my coronation. Streamer's character, they'll appear in Moist Stories. Blah, blah. Okay, this is all pretty standard. I've scheduled your coronation to take place in a week's time. Why the hurry? To delay any longer would make the nobles restless. And when nobles get restless, they take their daggers and look for the nearest back. Very well, what must I do? As is tradition, the council will decide what happens at your coronation. But it's my coronation. This isn't an absolute monarchy, Your Majesty. Everything has to run past the council vote, even this. Shall we call the nobles in? Fine. Okay, so... I can do some things like vetoing, and I have monarch's vote. Well, they changed this. The monarch marks their preferred voting option, and this gets 1 extra vote. So it's basically just you voting on something. Okay, that's good, because it was kind of useless the way it was before. Host a lavish parade with jugglers and fountains of wine. Invite foreign dignitaries and show off our wealth. Throw the queen into a river. Outdated traditions, there's no need for a coronation at all. So the first one is 1,000 of my treasury, but it increases stability, so that's not too bad. Show off our wealth, makes me lose treasury, but everyone else, all the nobles, gain wealth, and trade goes up. Throw me into a river, increase stability, reduce authority. No need for coronation, it's just reduced authority. Okay, so I want to say I will veto this. Because there's no positive at all for me. So if you want to vote, exclamation point vote, and an A, B, or C in this case. Normally D as well, but of course locked out. So it's exclamation point vote and then B. There you go. Okay, anyone else wanting to vote? Otherwise it's going to be B. I mean, everyone did say B in chat as well, so I'm assuming it won't really change. We invite foreign dignitaries and show off our wealth. Nice. That's most of my treasury gone, but that's fine. We don't need money, right? Dignitaries arrive from all corners of Celestath, and it's only appropriate you show off. A trained eagle drops a ruby-encrusted crown atop your head as you stand on a golden podium. The odd crowd includes such influential figures as the Dukes of Sal, the Princes of Tavalin, and even a pearl bearer from Atesh. Lucrative trade deals are struck at that evening's feast. Okay, so everyone's trade goes up. And everyone's wealth goes up. So everyone has 1,300 bucks now. Pretty good. Only the Grand Pensionary of Kurth is not in attendance. The Republic, after all, is fundamentally opposed to the very concept of monarchy. Okay, well, that's too bad for them. Council introduction. Now that you're the queen, your first duty is to meet with the Council of Nobles. Your nobles hail from all across the kingdom, the wintries north, the desolate east, and of course the scorching south. Okay, there's Aura. Nice. Good luck in the days ahead, Your Majesty. You'll need it, dealing with us lot. And the counts, there's Zelda. Honored to finally make your acquaintance, Your Grace. May you escape the doom that befell your predecessor. And the grandees. There's Erwin. May the Ninth God bless your reign, your highness. I trust you will conduct yourself with honor and faith. I mean, that's probably not gonna happen, but sure, we'll try. The council hall immediately fills with raised voices as the nobles argue with each other and demand your favor. You sigh and sit back. Is this what the council is like? No wonder your father told you to avoid the throne at all costs. The path to victory. Okay. Your Majesty, the first few years of your reign are the most difficult. You're new and unproven. The nobles of the council will scheme against you, hoping to kick you off the throne and put their own puppet claimant in your place. These fools couldn't scheme their way out of a paper bag. Better queens than you have been toppled by their treacherous nobles, Your Majesty. To defeat their schemes, you must secure an heir, and prove that you are worthy of the crown by completing an ambition. My question is this: when you die, how do you hope the kingdom will remember you? Let's say, as the architect of a new age, a new golden age. Trade. A lofty goal indeed. I suggest over the next few years you focus on improving your kingdom's overall trade as much as possible. Once you have an heir, I will return to discuss how your ambition is progressing. Good luck. Okay. Okay, and now you get to vote for your schemes. So each of the regions votes for their own scheme. So only the chiefs can vote for this one, for example. Bjarn of the Aura Northwind clan, sinister northern troublemaker, stands precariously on a longhouse crossbeam, screaming like a fallen god. Chiefs of the North, we all know I should be on the throne, not this imposter Queen Marley. How do we make that happen? Okay, how do you want to overthrow me, Aura? What is your plan as a chief? Oh, good morning, Tater Tot. If you'd like to join, you can press ! join and then your pronouns for the game, like so he, she, they, whichever. B? Ooh, raise authority. Okay. Oh, it's just, this one is just for the chiefs. This is just for the chiefs, Zelda. Soon you'll get one for the counts. Chiefs plan to realize an ancient northern prophecy. Before the new king rises, the kingdom will be ruled by a mad tyrant. To advance their scheme, the chief must raise authority to 5 or more in 2 seasons. Well, it's already there, so... Okay, so now the counts. Zorin of the Zelda Wilder dynasty. Eccentric eastern bird breeder leans delicately on a podium, speaking in a melodious voice. My fellow counts, in ancient times the East was its own proud kingdom. We can bring back those days of glory, but not while the false Queen Marley wears the crown. Okay, so this one you can vote on, Zelda. Oh. Okay. Intimidation. Raising stability. The counts plan to hold the queen hostage in her own palace. First, they must lull the spy master into a false sense of security. To advance their scheme, The counts must raise stability to 5 or more in 4 seasons. Ooh, that's a long time. Okay. And the Grandees. Asimo of the Urban Lucky lineage, notorious southern orator, stands bathed in sunshine, droning on in a daze. A false pretender occupies the throne while my claim is ignored. Grandees of the South, this is a stain on our honor. We must not allow it to go unanswered. Okay, so what scheme would you like to pursue as the Grandees? I don't know if you're still around, Erwan. But now is your time to vote. And again, if anyone else wants to join, it's just exclamation point join followed by your pronouns to join the game, as it says up here. And you will just be assigned to one of the noble factions. Currently there's not a lot of people in here. It doesn't look like they're still here, or they're away for a second. So I guess it will be picked randomly. Excommunication, lower stability. Okay, okay, this is exactly the opposite of what Zelda wants. So the Grandees plan to persuade the Archbishop to excommunicate the Queen. First, they must lower royal credibility. Stability to 4 or less in 2 seasons. Okay. So we currently have no heir. We can adopt a new law. Mark their preferred voting option. If chosen, they gain +1 authority. After voting, nobles can change their mind and vote for a different option. Or reverse voting. Nah, let's just do Iron Choice. Okay. An invitation. Your Majesty, this year we will be holding the Winter Feast in my clan hall. It would be an honor if you could attend. What's that? 10 days of drinking, eating, fighting, competing, drinking, singing, stamping, drinking, and drinking, Your Majesty. All will take place at the coldest time of the year, as the snow buries in. But you won't need to wrap up warm, that's what the whiskey is for. I'll look forward to it. Huh, can't wait. Winter Feast is a special time of year, you'll see. Okay, we're just gonna be feasting with Aura, that makes sense. We get to pick an honor guard. I could plunge my sword into your heart right now, could I not? I suppose so. You need an honor guard to keep you safe from such dangers. Unfortunately, this is a political decision. What are my options? Each region offers a selection of elite guards, the chiefs with their most famous warrior heroes, the counts with Knights of the Order of the Drowned Rose, and the Grandees offer the fiercest battle nuns from the Sisterhood of Steel. Think carefully, Your Majesty. These guards' loyalties will be divided between you and their region. Of course, you could just hire foreign mercenaries. They'd be loyal to coin above all. Tell me about the Northern Warriors. Bearded oafs with axes and no manners. They'll get drunk and cause trouble in the palace. No discipline at all, and I can't guarantee they won't run off on some random quest, but they're honorable and in a fight unbeaten. The Order of the Drowned Rose are highly respectable. They'll understand palace etiquette, but it's been years since they fought an actual battle. They mostly write poems these days. And the battle nuns? Terrifying warriors, and they've sworn a vow of silence, so at least they won't spill state secrets. but their faith and loyalty is to the church above all, even your safety. Okay, I want the Northern Warriors. Let's get the warrior heroes. They swagger in with big grins and bigger axes, belching and singing and roaring out unsavory jokes. One of your courtiers faints. Great. I have some drunk people guarding me. That's great. Oh, whoops. I've told you 1,000 times, Chief, that forest is thoroughly haunted. You'll damn us all if you go logging there. But you sold us a logging contract, and said contract has no exclusions for haunting. Your Highness, the counts can't be allowed to wiggle out of their commitments. Okay, so there's a haunted forest, and the chiefs want to cut down trees, but the counts tell them not to because it's haunted. Now, chiefs have a contract and may go logging, increases, or is it 40% chance for trade, or it checks trade basically, and if trade is good then it's a success and something happens, if it's not then failure and something happens. Same thing here, let them harvest the lumber but share the proceeds with the counts. Turn the forest into a joint northern eastern hunting reserve, defiance goes up, authority goes down. Or fence the area off to make sure no one goes near it, which is a chance based on authority. So I am going to say I will vote that the chiefs can go logging. Okay, so everyone can vote. Okay. Zelda has voted. I don't know if Aura wishes to vote, or if anyone else wishes to join and then vote. That's also possible. Otherwise, you will probably go to Zelda in this case. Okay, I guess we're fencing the area off. Oh wait, no, it's tied because, okay. So I get to break the tie. Because... oh, God. Okay. I just want the chiefs to go logging, honestly. Oh, we succeeded as well. With the council's express permission, hundreds of northern lumberjacks rush into the haunted forest and gleefully cut it down. A legion of carts, wagons, and boats transport the lumber back to the north to be used in carpentry, construction, and cabinet making. What were the counts so afraid of anyway? Great, yeah, trade is up, everything. Don't know why they were so scared of that forest. Okay, so the auction, you have to... You get to choose from different buildings. You basically get to put money towards these different buildings. And to do so, you do exclamation point fund, and then the letter, and then the amount of money. So there's a monument that increases authority. There's a Thieves Guild that lowers trade. There's a Grand Bazaar that increases trade. There's a library for the counts that increases stability. So the stability and authority, of course, are just for the region, for the entire country. But trade is specifically for those regions, for the chiefs specifically, for the counts specifically, and the military for the grandees specifically. So yeah, I'll start the auction. The 2 highest funded things get built. So if anyone wishes to fund anything with this command, so fund something and then money, fund XY, right? So you can fund a building just saying exclamation point fund and then the letter and then how much you want to put in. Hi Zelda, welcome back. You don't understand? So, to add money, oh, you got it, there you go. Yes, you did it. So the library is now 600. Exactly. Okay, great. Because the timer is automatic on this one, I can't really make it last any longer. Otherwise I would have, because I don't know if more people will join in eventually. I kind of hope they do, but right now this is fine. Okay, so stability goes up. Finding a spouse. In the twisty passages of your castle, you can avoid your advisors, the nobles, and even the spy master. But there's one person you can't avoid. Your mother. Oh. Mother. Why haven't you found a spouse yet? It's been almost a year. I've been busy. You better find the time. Don't worry, I'll take the liberty of finding eligible candidates. What's your preference? Men, women, or do you not mind? I'm not interested in love. My dear, who said anything about love? This is a royal marriage. Just tell me what manner of candidates I should find. You can always say no after you've had a look at them. Just any... I'll send out messages to the most influential noble families in the kingdom. Let's see what they have to offer. Plots. I've held them off for as long as I can, but Grandi Erwanlucky insists on an audience. Apparently it concerns the end of the world, though privately I think they've gone off the deep end. We've not much time, Your Highness. Let me present to you my grand theory, what I call the Schematica Maxima. Let's hear it. First off, your predictably tyrannical rule and inexplicable decision-making, a manufactured spectacle meant to distract and confuse, but I saw through it immediately. While everyone focuses on that, frog people from the north scheme to take the throne and usurp the queen. Straightforward from there. The frog people, led by Chief Bjarn, manipulate the kingdom's trade, farming, military, and even faith to achieve their nefarious goals. Your frame drops? Oh, that's odd. If they succeed, Bjarn will take the throne, plunging the kingdom into a reign of amphibian terror. Mandatory pond spawning and fly eating. Do you like eating bugs, Your Highness? The only question is, what will you do about it? About the frog people? I do absolutely nothing, arrest this fool, or investigate fully. Okay, so... I vote for investigating, because I want to know about the frog people. Yeah, it is a lot better with more active people. I was hoping that there would be some more activeness in chat at this point. Sadly, there is not. And I know there's a lot of people lurking because of work and things like that, but it's a little bit sad. Okay. Hmm. We're investigating. You're still lurking. Yeah, I know. I know. Like, lurking doesn't necessarily mean you can't do it at all. You just have to look over every now and then and be like, vote something. You don't have to completely pay attention to it necessarily. But if people aren't joining, then there's not much I can do. Once the vote has passed, you're surprised by an eruption of laughter from the noble benches. Your spy master pulls you aside. It's common knowledge that each region is scheming against you in some form. Nobles just tend to not talk about it in the open. There's no evidence that any of them are frogs, however. The council, still laughing, begin to croak and trill in their best amphibian impressions. It's not your proudest moment as queen. Look, maybe if we investigate, you know, turns out that actually there are some frogs, and then who will be laughing, huh? Who will be laughing when we actually find out that there's frog people in our midst? Grandi Erwin Lucky rushes into the council chamber, breathless and in disarray. By Zenya's ashes, you look like you haven't slept for weeks. That's because I've been placed under a curse. Look, my hair is falling out in chunks. Perhaps you're ill or old. It was one of my peasants. I saw it in her eyes. She's an evil witch. Okay, I have the so-called witch tested, which is based on faith. Send scholars to the Southern lands to find an explanation. 60% space stability. Well, whatever. Have the accursed Erwin Lucky sent to the east to relax, which will transfer some wealth and increase trade. Now, I would like this. And so the Monarch's Iron Choice means if it's chosen, I gain an authority. And I know the chiefs want that, so, you know, trying to lure the chiefs in there with the vote. But I don't know if Aura is actually around right now. Oh, I have them tested, that works. Three, two, one. Ding ding. Okay, well, if no one else is going to vote, I guess we continue. There's really not a lot going on right now, is there? You arrange for a priestess of the ninth god to question the accused. The church does not look kindly upon witches, particularly if they're cursing a noble for no reason. The peasant girl denies everything, but her defiant attitude gets her in trouble. After a few days of questioning, the verdict is announced: guilty. The accused is hauled away for punishment, but Erwin Lucky's hair troubles persist. Word quickly spreads about the incident, and the peasants mutter that the witch was innocent. Well, far to the north, where snows blanket the landscape and wolves howl in the night, the chiefs uncover an ancient prophecy foretelling the rise of a tyrant queen and the warrior who will overthrow her. This isn't what the prophecy says would happen. Right, wasn't there supposed to be a tyrant queen? Something about drowning the kingdom in blood? Aye aye, keep your hat on. We're not there yet. But she needs a bit of encouragement, that's all. A few more executions, unjust imprisonments, that sort of thing. Then the prophecy will be fulfilled and Bjorn will rise. So they didn't quite get that authority out. Far to the south, a pair of grandees are conversing on the balcony of a hillside villa. One of them paces up and down, clearly agitated. Oh, welcome, Ezekiel. You are a count. Has the Archbishop agreed to meet with us yet? I sent him 4 letters last week. No luck so far. Hardly surprising. The old coot won't move against the Queen unless he knows he's on the winning side. So they need lower stability. Ah, taxation. Okay, so there's cruel tax, there's common tax, and there's bribe. I'm not going to bribe anyone because our treasury is already low. I think just the common tax, honestly. The grandees got a bit more money, but that's okay. Okay. Let's see. Winter Feast. They've been talking this up, so I'm hoping it's as good as they told us. After weeks of leading your baggage train along perilous mountain roads, you finally arrive at the snow-swept clan hall of Chief Oran Northwind. The hall is crammed with all the chiefs of the north, sitting cheek to cheek along tables groaning under the weight of food and ale. Welcome, your majesty, to my humble hall. Take a seat and grab a drink. It's customary at Winter Feast to exchange gifts with the host. What did you bring? Ooh. Let's see, a casket overflowing with sapphires, an axe with an emerald encrusted shaft, a champion warhorse, and some fine silk pajamas. I actually realized I should probably move my camera to be here. Right? Can I actually, let me see if I can flip it as well. So I'm not looking away from the game. Flip vertically? Why would I flip it vertically? Why would I flip it vertically? Why is there not a flip horizontally? Okay, there you go. Much better. Okay, so I'm going to say an axe with an emerald encrusted shaft. What extraordinary craftsmanship. Useless as a flagon full of seawater, of course, but it certainly looks pretty. I'll make sure the chiefs know of your generosity. Oh, Aura's got some wealth. After that, the feast lasts long into the night. The fires roar, the bards sing songs of the old days, and a lake of ale is consumed. A couple hours in, you are... a little merry. A little merry. As Winter Feast draws on and the snow piles up outside the doors, the mood in the hall turns raucous. Raucous? Your memory is blotchy, but you distinctly recall leading the entire hall in song. The chiefs roar alongside you, full-throated, as you sing the stirring battle songs of the north long into the night. The next morning, the chiefs are scattered around the hall, groaning and nursing their hangovers. Your own hangover isn't too bad, but the thought of the voyage home makes you wince. You bid farewell to the chiefs and begin the long, perilous journey back to the capital. Great. We had a bunch of partying. I have found 3 potential matches for you. 1 eligible young candidate from each of the kingdom's 3 regions. Choose wisely. Okay. What if I don't want to marry any of them? She's arranged 3 portraits on easels. For now, each is covered by a cloth. Let's see the eligible candidates. This is Castrid, firstborn daughter of the Northern Ora Northwind clan. Beautiful, isn't she? Apparently, she's also exceptionally well-mannered and agreeable for a northerner. She keeps the company of witch women and god speakers who have taught her mysterious secrets. She was already engaged once, but it didn't last. No one is sure why. Not interested. Next. This is Grimwald, the eldest heir of the Eastern Ezekiel Dinkir dynasty. Apparently they had a hell of a time getting them to smile for this portrait. A very pious individual. They did have to suppress a peasant revolt in their lands recently. I wonder why. Don't see what the fuss is about, personally. And finally from the south, Fabian, the eldest son of Erwin Lucky lineage. He's reputed to have the ego the size of his son, but there's nothing wrong with confidence, right? Like many in the south, he claims to put his faith in the ninth god above all worldly concerns. Actually, he's a little intense. He calls himself an avatar of the Knights of Justice. Don't like the look of him. What do you think? Of course, picking a candidate, you'll anger the other regions, but you'll gain a lifelong alliance. I refuse to marry any of them. Without a marriage, you're alone. No alliances, no support, not to mention an insult to the most powerful families in the kingdom. What possible reason could you have for not choosing not to marry? Marriage would pay me down. I want the party. No. No, not the lowborn commoner. You know what? Yes, let's party. You always were an unruly child. Your days of hedonism are behind you now. No matter what you think, you're supposed to be a queen. Queens don't have the luxury of freedom. You'll learn that sooner or later. Look, I just want to party, okay? It's fine. Why is there a plus in my title? I have no idea. When did that happen? There you go. It's gone. Someone, stop that armor! Just as you're on your way to the council hall, an antique cabinet runs past you at blinding speed. Grandi Erwin Lucky follows in close pursuit. Oh, greetings, your majesty. I'm having some trouble with my furniture. I bought it from Chief Ora Northwind just last week. Of course, today I hear this has been happening to all that scoundrel's merchandise. I warned that good-for-nothing filcher. The forest they chopped down was an ancient hardwood grove. The trees were alive. They still are. Please, your highness, the council must step in. Arrest Ora and throw out all the northern furniture. Perform an ancient eastern ritual to purchase spirits. We can't actually do this. Or chain everything to the floor from now on. Well... Actually, no, I don't want... I want this. Okay. So... Do you want to arrest Ora, or do you want to just chain all the furniture to the floor so it doesn't move? Let's see, okay. Nice. Oh, on-screen plugin, weird. It should be there, it's there for me. But Zeta, if you want to join, exclamation point join, and then your pronouns. And you should be able to join one of the factions. You don't remember revoking permissions for it? Hmm. Oh, you're also part of the counts. I'm not sure why. Why is everyone in the counts? Because the chiefs and the grandees are looking kind of bare, and I don't think Erwin has done anything in a while, so... Oh well. You order all errant furniture caught and chained down. Opportunists and aspiring closet catchers spring up overnight, offering their services to the nobles. Here's your end table, your majesty. Blighter almost ran off a cliff trying to get away, but I managed to catch it in my snare in the end. Unfortunately, the furniture never stops trying to escape, rattling and shaking even when restrained. Some nobles report hearing voices from their new sofas. In the end, everything must be destroyed. Oof. Okay. No one liked that, apparently. My authority is down. Everyone's wealth is decreased. Everyone is defiant. This is fine. Yep. The counts can rebel soon if they want. Back in the south, the plot to have the queen excommunicated is picking up momentum. Two grandees stand on a balcony overlooking the city of Tel Aviv. The city may look peaceful, but underneath it's nothing but discontent. All across the kingdom, peasants are sharpening their cutlery and barricading their shacks. They know a storm is coming, and who better to blame but the queen herself? Exactly. The commoners are afraid, and it's time for them to find their faith. The grandees must raise all regions of faith to a combined total of at least 10 in 4 seasons. Well, their own faith is high enough that they don't have to do much there. I don't want any of those. Okay, well, the counts are on the verge of rebellion. This is fine. This is completely fine. The deceased... Oh my god, Zato! Countess Yolanda, a cousin many times removed of Count Zadolite, died in her sleep last week. She was nearly 90, would you believe? And why are you telling me this? She was very wealthy, Your Majesty. But you could have spent more time on her account. She died without a will, and the nobles are scrabbling for her estate. Countess Yolanda was my relative. I wrote to her at least once a year. Of course the estate should be mine. My late great-grandfather used to play backgammon with her. He swore she intended to leave it to our family. By Senya's ashes, that's a pitiful claim. Okay, so we can give the estate to Zato, give the estate to Aura, redistribute the estate among the peasants, or claim the estate for the treasury. Now I'm going to just vote for the treasury because I want money. But yeah, go ahead and vote. Oh, Zelda's giving the estate to Zato. I mean, I guess it is part of the counts, right? So it makes sense. Does Zato want to give the estate to himself? Probably. Most likely. I will just give it to Zato then. Aura shakes their head, muttering with their friends about favoritism of the council. But Zato and the other counts are delighted. They even send you and the treasurer a gift basket as token of their appreciation. Nice. Your Highness, I've come to submit a complaint about the Counts of the East. Lately they've been neglecting their tithes. I'm not a debt collector. What do you think who do you think that common folk will blame if the church starts failing? Me? No, Your Highness, they'll blame you alone. Especially if I tell my priest to spread words that you refuse to help a holy man in need. Go away, you irritating old fart. Yes. I've never been so... You will regret your words and your deeds. I'll see to it personally. Goodbye. The Archbishop soon proves the truth of his words. Throughout the kingdom, priests preach to their flock that the queen is a baby kicker and devil worshipper. The gullible peasants lap it up. Oh no. What am I doing? I'm just making everyone angry at this point. A terrible storm has struck the south. Alas, many houses have been swept away in the floods and the roads are totally impassable. Oh. Spare no expense in rebuilding what was lost. Send extra troops from the north to clear the roads. The south will have to fend for itself. Or ask the church. I will say this. Spare no expense in rebuilding what was lost. I will basically lose all of my treasury, but that's fine. Oh no. Zelda's going for the south, has to fend for itself. Anyone else wanting to vote? Zado, if you're still around. Aura. Anyone else? Oh. Well, okay. Guess the south has to fend for itself. You're still trying to get the extension working? Huh. I don't know why it wouldn't be working. This is an outrage, Your Holiness. We cannot be expected to weather this alone. And the cows, I'm sorry, yeah. With no one to repair the roads, trade falls to a standstill and stockpiled crops rot in their storehouses. Well, this is fine. The counts can rebel, by the way, if you want to. But, yeah, let's see what happens here. Far in the east, Countess Zelda is hosting a dinner party in her castle with a few distinguished guests. It's infuriating. The Queen's spies still follow her every move. We'll never catch her unawares at this rate. Indeed, we need to step up our efforts so the throne will be forever beyond our reach. Okay. Oh god, everyone is starting to rebel now. This is fine. Panic in the council, saint or sinner. It's quiet in the south. Okay. Your Majesty, my peasants accuse me of hoarding wealth. Me? Worse, they're throwing down their tools and burning their belongings, saying they want to live an ascetic life and that I should do the same. They want to have more exercise? No, not athletic, ascetic. They don't want to be pinned down by worldly possessions, but burning them is quite the overreaction. The ringleader of this movement is a philosopher called Ortega. She calls herself a voice for the Ninth God, and the peasants hang on her every word. They'll be at my door at any moment. Send someone to infiltrate the cult, aggressively break open Ortega's meetings, or fire the troublemakers and hire new servants from the north. I want to veto this because I don't want any lower stability, honestly. So vote A or C. Do you want to infiltrate their cult and raise faith? Or do you want to fire the troublemakers, which will lower defiance but increase or redistribute wealth? Okay, we've got a bit of a tie. I want to lower defiance, honestly. The chiefs welcome the extra cash for the use of their peasants. But meanwhile, more and more southern servants discard their possessions to follow Ortega's teachings. Okay, so the south is having some issues here. All I'm saying is every grandee claims to have a saint in their ancestry. Your great-great-grandfather was probably a common dullard. Shut your mouth, you hedge-born puzzlewit. His name was Saint Umber, and he defeated the werewolf of Oranjar by turning it into dust in an instant, according to my grandmother. If you're so sure, how about a little wager? A bag of gold says your ancestor was no saint. You're on. Please don't break out into duel. Thank you for the hydrate, Zelda. Count Zadolite is spreading damnable lies about my great-great-grandfather. If you really think he was a saint, then dig him up. Saints are incorruptible even after death. They don't decay. Very well. I request the council's permission to exhume my ancestor and prove this fool wrong. Okay, grant permission for the body to be exhumed. Dead people should stay underground, or ask the archbishop to check church records instead. Now, I will say grant permission. You guys, everyone, chat, you can vote or join if you haven't yet. Join and then vote, that's always a possibility. Vote B. Dead people should stay underground. Anyone else wanting to vote still? If not, I will continue in 3, 2, 1. Boop. Okay. I will grant permission because I want to know what happens. Now, where's my shovel? A few days later, the body is exhumed from its resting place in the southern necropolis. Erwin Lucky is horrified to discover nothing but a mouldering skeleton. Ah, some saint. I think you owe me an apology. But by the 9th, I was so sure. Word quickly spreads of Grandee Erwin Lucky's humiliation, and faith in the church weakens as a result. Nice. That's good, because then the Grandees don't get their scheme off. Panic in the council. Your Majesty, I bring bad news from the south. We are receiving reports of premium nobles, right? We haven't seen Ezekiel before. But yeah, if someone has bought the game, so of course I have it too, they can set custom appearances and they get like the shiny name. It was BTTV? Really? That's very strange. Because I have BTTV too. Well, actually no, I used to. I think I disabled. No, we still have it, I believe. There were some things I I had issues with. You have BTTV? Yeah, I think most people do. So is there like an option in BTTV that it's just a random setting to disable player extensions? Huh. That's odd. I'm sure your news can wait. I bring urgent tidings from the east that demand the Queen's attention at once. Wait your turn, you ignorant dolt. Why don't you settle your quarrel outside? Meanwhile, I have news from the north that really is urgent. One at a time. Probably people leaving the remote one on, so you turn them off. That makes sense, yeah. Like the only one I had on for a while was the Cult of the Lamb one, but that doesn't activate unless you're playing the game and you're doing like a raffle. Like otherwise there's nothing on the screen, so there's no reason to turn it off necessarily, unless you don't want to play the game at all anymore. The cities of the south are being consumed with riots on a weekly basis. Our citizens want to overthrow the Queen and elect a more competent ruler. Is that all? By Senya's ashes, the eastern courts are corrupt. Your Highness, judges are letting off the vilest criminals in return for the slightest bit of coin. My news is worse still. The north is increasingly lawless. Your Majesty, some chiefs have taken advantage, declaring themselves independent of your rule. All these problems have arisen because the kingdom is increasingly unstable, Your Majesty. Something must be done. What do you suggest? We lack the resources to tackle all these problems at once. We must vote on which matter to prioritize. Okay. Restore order in the cities of the south, reform the eastern courts, or send troops to bring the independent chiefs back into the kingdom. Now, I personally prefer the honestly, restore order to the south. So A, B, or C? Show me your votes, chat. Show me those votes. And of course, if anyone still wants to join, exclamation point join followed by pronouns, and you will join one of the regions to also be able to vote and be part of it. Oh, nice. There we go. Restore order. You send your troops to enforce order on the streets of the southern cities. Curfews are declared, rioters are arrested. Even the priests of the Ninth Church preach for a return to law and order. This does the most good, though the citizens begin to distrust their clergy as a result. The crisis in the south has been quashed, making the kingdom as a whole slightly more stable. But the nobles of other regions feel that you're ignoring their problems. Okay, so more defiance. Stability is up to 4. Oh god, that rebellion. Okay, there's an auction. So, let's see. Military for the chiefs or authority up. Farming down for the counts. Stability up. Faith up for the grandees. Or trade up for the grandees. So exclamation point fund with then the letter and then how much you'd like to spend. This is the amount of money you have. You can also see it in the extension. If it works at least. But yeah. There should be some things that, like, I think the counts would want the library. I want the Grand Bazaar, but of course I can't fund things, so... the chiefs would actually want the monuments, I believe. Oh, we've got some funding for the library, nice. And time's up. The library has been funded. A new festival. So I think next season you might get your goal, I believe? I'm not sure. Your Majesty, I was going through the history books and found the most interesting tidbit. During the reign of Queen Aga, the kingdom held a huge parade in honor of all the regions coming together. It was called the Day of Kinship, and it was quite the party. A festival, you say? Lots of drinking and dancing. Yes, but it wasn't just about that. With all the visitors who came to the capital, the city flourished. I hear it made things much more harmonious across the kingdom, too. I suggest we reinstate the Day of Kingship. I never need a reason for a party. Let's do it. Oh, yeah. How much money do you want to spend on the Day of Kinship? Well... not much of a choice there. We don't have enough money to do anything. What if can I veto this? What happens then? Like I can't... What happens if I veto the only option? Would you like to vote for anything? Would you like to vote for anything? Because you can't. There's... Oh my god. You can't actually vote at all. That's interesting. That they even allow you to veto it when that's the only option. So what now? Voting tied at 0. Okay, well... I mean, there's not much else I can do. I can't afford the other options, so... The treasurer nods, scribbling down notes. I'm sure we can stretch to some music and a few living statues, Your Majesty. Two of them leave, deep in conversation. Soon word of the Day of Kinship spreads all across the kingdom. Some are unimpressed about how little you're planning to spend, but that's the price of good sense. Well, it's not just good sense. I wanted to spend more, I just don't have more. The abomination. Your Highness, I have something to confess. A terrible mistake. Just don't be broke for it, yeah. I was desperate to prove that my ancestor Saint Umber was a saint after all, so I sought out a witch who lived in a giant snail shell in the desert. I paid her to summon my ancestor's spirit back into his old bones, so I could ask him questions about his sainthood, but the ritual went wrong. My ancestor rose as a living skeleton, killed the witch, and ran off into the night. Oh my god. You fool. Dark magic? Necromancy? I should have you burnt at the stake for this abomination. Okay, burn him at the stake. Task him with hunting down the abomination they created. Or let them off with a warning. I will task them with hunting down the abomination they've created. But I don't know what chat wants. A, B, or C? Would you like him to burn at the stake? Do you want him to chase down the skeleton? Or let him off with a warning? There's a lot of bad and good things that come with this, so... Okay, it looks like Zeta wants him to hunt the abomination, as do I. Zelda thinks he should be burned at the stake, which is fair. But it will be him hunting down the abomination. Zelda wants chaos. I mean, to be fair, you don't know what is gonna happen with this either, but yeah, it's at least not a 100% thing, right? Urmulaki gathers up a full force of troops and rides out into the desert to hunt down their undead creation. When they return, they're carrying a sack full of broken bones. Nice, they did it. The abomination has been dealt with, though it killed many of my soldiers, causing them to rot from the inside out. I drew my sword and... You expect praise? All you've done is fix your own mistake. They stare daggers at each other. Do you sense a rift developing between the Grandees and the church? Oh my god, Grandees are just not faithful anymore. Okay, that worked out. The Grandees have lost their military, their faith, and nothing else bad happened, so... There's a problem with the followers of that southerner, Ortega. Her teachings have spread to the north. Worse, she's getting stronger. She's performing miracles, healing a woman's broken arm with a single touch, curing an old man's blindness. All over the north, the villagers are throwing away their goods and cursing the chiefs for their greed. They're clashing with god speakers and ninth priests alike, starting brawls in the streets. Every day we lose more workers to this cult. Officially denounce Ortega, which is a 10% chance. If Ortega is performing miracles, she must be recognized as an official member of the church, 20% authority, very, very low. Or have Ortega assassinated. Well... huh. Okay, this is really bad, isn't it? Okay, A, B, or C? Do we assassinate Ortega and raise our authority and lower treasury by a lot? Oh my god, okay, of course we do. Fine. Fine. We'll assassinate Ortega. A little money in the right place sweeps your problems clean away. For now. Okay. Release the assassins, yes. Our plans are going better than expected. The spymaster thinks that all is well in the kingdom, and while the cat's away, the mice shall play. And when the cat returns, it will find the mice have poisoned its kibble. The analogy's a little tortured now, but I like the enthusiasm. Our next step is to replace the palace watch with our own agents. Indeed, the honor guard are incorruptible, but the watch are another story. If the queen can't pay them, they will look for money elsewhere. The counts must lower the treasury to 1,500 or less in 2 seasons. Well... good job. Good job. However will you do that? Yes. However will you get their treasury so low? Now I could tax you. I could tax everyone. And get the treasury up. I could. Oh god, that's a lot of defiance though for Watch your kingdom burn. Oh no. This is fine. Look, this is fine. I mean, it's still 1500 or less, right? Because that's what the... Yeah. So even with me taxing everyone to the max, I still didn't reach it. Your money, I'm sorry. I had to do... I mean, you still have 1800 bucks. You have more than most people. Your Highness, the troublesome philosopher Ortega is gone, but her followers are marching on our estates demanding justice. It's the same in the north. They're making her into a martyr. Oh no. Send the royal army to stop this. So lower stability, raise authority. Ask the church to priest forgiveness, which is 20% chance. Or pay the grandees to give amnesty to Ortega's former followers. I'm going to veto this one. Because I don't want to lose money. I don't want to lose the money I gained, okay? Assassinating someone makes them a martyr? Who knew? Yeah. Yeah. It's not surprising, is it? So, do you want me to send the royal army or preach forgiveness? Oh my god. Preaching forgiveness. I do wonder what that will do, to be honest. Because it's 20% chance. It probably won't go well. So I will go with Zelda on this. Your troops charge in and order the farmers back in to their lands. Any complaint is met with a blade. There are rumors of unflattering corn effigies made in your image, but the peasants are too afraid to even whisper Ortega's name. Okay. About your heir. Despite everything, you still refuse to get married. It's unwise, but I'm willing to accept that I can't persuade you otherwise. There's one other thing you're missing, however, something even more important than a spouse. An heir. You need someone young, whose loyalty is assured. A child of your own would do the trick, even if they're a bastard, or the youngest of your many cousins. I'll make my youngest cousin my heir. There you go. An entirely sensible idea. I'll make the arrangements at once, yeah. Like, I don't have a plan on a bastard child or anything, so just make a cousin. The heir. The day of kinship has arrived. Today, the regions will come together to honor the achievements of Queen Ega the Reconciliator. You can rebel, yes. You've been able to rebel for like a while. I've just not mentioned it because, well, you know. I mean, do you want to rebel? You don't have to rebel. To celebrate me? No. This will be the best festival the capital has ever seen. Visitors gather in dribs and drabs, waiting for the parade to begin. It's a bit of a wretched turnout. You're afloat to wait, Your Majesty. Watch your step there, it's a bit rickety. You ascend the steps to your parade float. It's as tall as a small cottage and wider than an elephant. 10 horses wait at the ready to pull it forward. You chose to build a statue of... But the nobles of different regions cooperating. Upon the float stand models of nobles, happily shaking hands and proudly surveying buildings they've ordered. You take your place at the front. The horses drive forward and the crowd roars, but not with excitement. Someone throws a rotten apple at the side of your float. It's followed by more old fruit and clods of horse dung. Your drivers hurry the float along as fast as they can to save you embarrassment. As you make your way around the capital, the other floats follow in your wake. Ora and several other chiefs stand atop Model Mountain on the northern float, dressed in ceremonial kilts. An effigy of an ice giant towers over them, glaring at the crowd. Upon the eastern float sits a model of the Black Spire, the tower originally built by Queen Xenia. Ezekiel Dinkir and the other caped counts stand around it, each holding a flaming torch. None of them look particularly festive. On the southern float, a mobile temple laden with flowers. Several grandees lounge on gilded sofas as Erwan Lucky shadow duels with a ceremonial rapier that whooshes impressively. It whooshes very well. By the time your parade reaches the lush gardens of St. Serena's Park, it's sunset. Towering bonfires banish the dusk. Very jolly, eh, Your Majesty? The Chancellor's been looking forward to this for weeks. Can I get you a drink? A couple, yes. She brings you back a couple of flagons of mead. Cheers. But now, Your Majesty, the night's young. Go dancing. Ah, it's the Queen. Do join us, Your Holiness. You join the dancing nobles and peasants. The musicians strike up a new tune, a real crowd pleaser. Find someone to flirt with, be the best dancer in the group, or dance a little then go home. I'll be the best dancer. It's a 20% chance, right? But surely I can... Okay. You dance the night away with Erwan Lucky and their companions. Things get fuzzy after a while. In the end, your enthusiastic pirouettes hit the stomach. Oh no. Oh no. Welcome, Yiha, it's Aid. You are a chief. Congratulations. You vomit all over Erwan Lucky's expensive dancing shoes. Well, they and the grandees take this as a grave insult. Authority is lower. Defiance is mutinous. Oh no. But shouldn't every party... shouldn't every party include some inadvertent bodily fluids? In your book, it was a grand day of kinship indeed. It didn't seem like a grand day of worship, to be honest. Or of kinship, not worship. It's a bit of a different thing. Okay, so Zato's trying to rebel, but luckily Zelda hasn't joined him yet, so we're all good. The southern plot is slow to a crawl. Two grandees wade through the water gardens of a sprawling villa, one gesturing angrily as the number of flamingos look on. The Queen is clearly working against us. I wouldn't put it past the other regions either. They must know what we're up to. What does it matter? We have the power of the Ninth God on our side. We'll need more than that. Don't blaspheme. Soon the Church will be all-powerful, and we will be its champions. Yeah, I don't think so. You've lost a lot of faith. You're at 6 faith total, you need 10. That's pretty rough. Ooh. Monarch's golden choice. I can give you money if you vote with me. Rumors of bribery. What's going on here? I've heard some disconcerting whispers about Zelda of the East. She has been discreetly offering coin to your palace watch. Just gifts, she says. Gifts of enough coin to retire with. I had no idea she was so generous. The palace watch have been grumbling about their low wages recently. If you don't give them a pay bump, these bribes will look very appealing. But unfortunately, we can't give them that pay rise with the treasury as low as it is. We need to bring this matter to the council. Okay, very well. By Xenia's ashes, you don't have a shred of proof for any of this. Don't make me laugh. I trust the rest of the council will join me in scorning these lies. Well... I will veto that they are baseless allegations. So either we take emergency measures to boost the treasury, or we delay the scheme for a season. A or B? You could have won. You could have. You could have. It's true. Okay. This is an outrageous overreaction. All the potentially compromised watch are fired, and you begin the long process of hiring anew. Hopefully these ones are more loyal. Okay. A ghoulish problem. Your Majesty, we are having terrible problems in the East. The people have lost faith in the Ninth God and churches are being left to crumble. But without priests to perform the rites, the dead are rising as ghouls from their abandoned crypts. There have been 9 attacks in this last week alone. The dead are rising. Calm down, Your Majesty. For now, the incidents are confined to the East. Goblin, welcome. You are a grandee. We must remind the Eastern folks that they are lost without the Knights to protect them, especially once they've passed. Okay, send more priests to the east. Cremate bodies in the east instead of burying them. Hire adventurers to eradicate the ghouls, or employ the ghouls as a source of cheap labor. You know what? I want to employ the ghouls. A, B, C, or D? How are you doing, Goblin? I hope you've been well. Okay, we've got a vote for D and a vote for C. So, I mean, Zador's trying to dump my treasury, I'm pretty sure. Oh. For B. Okay. It does mean D wins. I don't know what's gonna happen. Oh god, we failed. Oh no. It proves difficult to find a use for captured ghouls. An attempt to put them to work in the dye factory ends in disaster. I think Zelda's just choosing what she wants to choose per thing, not necessarily to further the goal, which is also fine. An attempt to put them to work in the dye factory ends in disaster when 100 rainbow-colored corpses burst free of the facility and rampage through the streets, devouring commoners. In the end, the ghoul problem in the east just gets worse and worse, with no solution in sight. Farmers are afraid to cross their fields past nightfall, and merchants stop traveling between the cities. Well, this is fine. The Gossamer Shield. Your Grace, heed my plea. The great tragedy of our time has befallen the East. Someone died? No, you ran out of capes. Worse even than that, I fear. An order of once great knights has fallen into disrepute. It's the Order of the Gossamer Shield, Your Highness. They were once the greatest of the knightly orders to serve the counts. Their virtues were extolled by bards across the land. Tales that would make a troll weep. But they've been brought low. They're working as glorified bounty hunters for the East, South, rather. This is a stain on the honor of the East. Nonsense. Oh, Goblin, there you are. Our military has suffered some setbacks recently, so we hired Gossamer Security to keep order. For a pretty penny, I might add. Oh, for the military. Gossamer Security has been solving the problems we want solved and kicking the buttocks we want kicked. Sevens take us. Gossamer Security? How has it come to this? These are knights, not mercenaries, and they need reminding of a little thing called chivalry. Please, your highness, I beg the council to be reasonable. Okay, recall the order and restore its courtly dignity. Invest in Gossamer security to help protect the south. Hire the order to join the palace watch. Ignore the situation. So I will say the golden choice is investing. So if you choose that, you will gain personal wealth. So, you know, you get money if you vote for that. But of course you can vote for anything, really. Oh, Zombie, welcome. You are... Wait, let me check. You are a grandee as well. Okay. There's a lot of variety here. Considering it's a 3-way tie, I'll just wait. Oh my god. Well, never mind. A 4-way tie it is. Okay. Fine. Blood and stars. This is an insult to the culture and heritage of the East. The grandees are pleased to have retained Gossamer Security's help in keeping the peace. They praise your wise judgment. Great. So, the counts are really angry with me. Which is fair. Okay. On the verge of rebellion. This is fine. Bankruptcy looms. Oh no. Ordling attack. What's happening over here? Your Highness, I'm ruined. Ordlings have occupied my vineyard and driven my staff away. What's a wordling? Grubby little creatures, like fat green babies with claws. Hard to kill. Fire is the only way to get rid of them permanently. Whatever you do, we shall do it soon. They're eating all of my grapes. Why can't your fellow grandees help out? My plight is of no interest to them. I will assemble the council. Okay. Burn the vineyard with the hordlings inside. Strong arm the other grandees into sending military help. Or hire an adventurer from the guild to investigate. Oh my god, okay. No, not that one. Whoops. This one. I didn't want to veto that one. Okay, A, B, or C? Okay, Zato just wants the world to burn at this point, it looks like. Okay. So 3-way tie again. Anyone else wanting to vote? Zombie, goblin. Zato. Why did you want to burn the vineyard anyway? Wouldn't the hiring an adventurer be better for you? Because it's treasury? I guess that's already low enough, but for fun, I guess. That's fair. That's fair. So I'll just give you more money? No, it's wealth, right? It goes to the nobles, not me, I don't think. When the grandees grudgingly send in their token force, a slaughter ensues. The hordlings put up a meager fight before scurrying into the hills. The grandees discover that the hordlings filled Grandee zombified potatoes wine cellar with spoons. So many that it's almost impossible to move down there. It will take some time before the vineyard's back up to full production, but Zombified is grateful for the help. So, yeah, so he gains wealth, see? Zombie gets some health. Wealth. What am I talking about? A little overbearing. Your Majesty, urgent business from the south. Gossamer security has been protecting us well enough. But lately they've been throwing their weight around, demanding higher wages, beating up peasants, hunting on protected lands. As soon as we say anything, they claim they're the only things shielding the grandees from danger. The worst thing is, they're probably right. Leave them to their business. Order them to return to the east, or threaten to dock their pay. Okay, well, we'll do this. Leave them to their business. You get money if you vote for that. A, B, or C? Though I do think you only get the money if it's the one actually chosen in the end. Globula, welcome. You are a chief. And you can vote for this if you'd like. Oh, you voted A, nice. Looks like that's definitely the one winning. The grandees are outraged that the council would reject their plea, muttering that even the queen is afraid of Gossamer security. They're now enraged. Okay, that's not good. The Gossamer mercenaries continue to plague the south, stealing food from the peasants and demanding higher and higher wages. The grandees have no choice but to pay up. Okay, so... Oh my god, Erwin is just out of money. Goblin has only 400. And Zombified is down to 850. Oof, okay. They're not doing great over there. The only good news is that they keep the criminal element firmly under control. So they've got a good military, but that's about it. Bankruptcy looms. The treasury is almost empty, Your Highness. What do you suggest we do? Apart from raising taxes, we have precious few options. You could get a bank loan or sell us the crown jewels, or perhaps crack open some of your predecessors' tombs. Most were buried with piles of gold, or so I've heard. Make more coins is always such a... I will just sell off some of the jewelry. You auction off dozens of necklaces, 5 gold rings, and a jeweled scepter to the nobles. It's a humiliating affair. Selling off symbols of power makes you look weak and desperate. Oh, look at this tiara. Fetching, isn't it? Don't mind if I do. Hey, check out this scepter. It's like I'm the queen. Well, it's fine. Or at least above the point that they can overthrow us for now. Just barely. In the darkest depths of the eastern forest, Countess Zelda has gathered her fellow plotters around a mossy stone obelisk. Some of our bribes have been accepted, but not enough. The Queen is paying the Palace Watch well enough that their loyalties aren't easily swayed. So we have some of the watch in our pocket. Isn't that enough? No, not yet. We can't make a move until we're sure we won't be discovered. Okay. Auctioning. So you can increase the farming of the chiefs, increase the authority, increase the decrease farming in the count's territory, decrease stability, increase faith or lower faith for the grandees. So exclamation point fund space, which letter and then space whatever, however much you are willing to put in there. Okay, lower stability, increase authority so far. That's a lot of money for that monument. It is most likely going to be built. I don't think there's much people are going to do about that. Worth it? It is, probably, yeah. You're putting some money into the prison as well? Okay. This is not looking great. My authority and stability have been so low this whole time. It's fine. This is fine. Okay. Everyone is on the verge of rebellion. So if anyone wants to rebel, just exclamation point rebel. Oh, there you go. Oh no. Why did I say that? I should have just not said it. I got my heir at least. Holding a small child in your arms. Should I die, ask that my crown is passed to my cousin and adopted child. There you go. What is their name? Marley II. Yeah. Gods are good, your greatness. I'm sure little Marley II will grow up to be a chip of the old block. Okay. Okay, so we have two rebelling. Okay, this is fine. Noble kidnapped. Your greatness, the loyal and noble chief Globula has been taken hostage. Oh no, Globula. What would the kidnappers want with him? It's some criminal organization. These horrid miscreants demand gold and safe passage to Asmead in exchange for Globula's return. Pay the ransom, send the North troops after the kidnappers, which is actually 100% chance, so I will vote for that. So pay the ransom, send troops after the kidnappers, or ignore it entirely. I imagine Globula would want to be rescued, but I don't know if they can... If you can vote for this. Yeah, okay, you can. Good. Can you change? I don't think so, sadly. Voting while being kidnapped is a new type of commitment. It is. I'm surprised you can, but apparently... Maybe he sends in the, like, voting on via messenger or something. The outlaws are no match for the North's forces, which rush to Globula's aid. During their raid, Northern fighters even recover a hoard of gold and gems, shared between treasury and chiefs. Oh my god. That is not what the counts wanted. That is the opposite of what the counts wanted. You blame Zelda? Well, Zelda voted for something else, but... And, like, if she had voted for the other option, I would have still had the choice. And I would have chosen the military, so I don't think you can blame Zelda for that, really. Rebelling. Yeah, for the chiefs, they can't rebel anymore. The others, though, they can still very much rebel. I wish to speak to you about the situation in the north. Too long have the Northerners been allowed to worship their heathen tree gods in brazen defiance of the ninth god. Allow me to send some of my best missionaries to the north. It's for the good of the realm. Do I bring it to the council or do I just say I won't hear any more of this? I'm very tempted to just be like, get out of here, even though my stability is very low. Yeah, let's just tell him to get out. As he sweeps out of the room with as much dignity as he can muster, you're sure you haven't heard the last of this? Well, yeah, definitely not. Okay, well, you're rebelling, so I can't actually tax you. That's fine. I will bribe the chiefs, though. There you go. Gotta keep on their good sides, you know? Rebellion. At long last, the counts have reached their boiling point. You are confronted in your throne room by Count Ezekiel Dinkir, his smile as sharp as a scalpel. The counts of the east will bring you down, pretender to the throne. We will rise up and fight for Zorhin, the true king. This is a formal declaration of war. The next time we see each other, we'll be on the battlefield. Oh god, this is really bad. I can't say season because my stability is too low. I will see your head on a spike. There will be many heads on spikes before this war is over. Mine will not be among them. He strides from your throne room without looking back. I didn't expect them to move so boldly, Your Majesty. What are our chances? Well, we're badly outnumbered. Your hopes are slim. How did it get this bad? The leader of the rebellion is Zato. As a reason for the uprising, he is citing your past transgressions, mainly chopping down the ancient Eastern Grove. Urge to murder. Rising. Hold on to that feeling, you'll need it. Civil War? That's right, Your Majesty. The kingdom is divided. There will be a lot of death and suffering before all of this is over. I can't wait. I'll go dig out the trebuchets. Well, opening strike. Zato. Ugh. My dear grandees of the South, thank you for joining us in our war against the tyrant Queen Marley. The ninth god called upon us to join the fight. We saw that your cause was righteous. Of course it is. Now, before you commit your troops, you must decide where to direct your opening strike. We can launch a preemptive strike against the chiefs to cripple their military capabilities. If we suspect that the chiefs may join our cause, we can call them to war. They'll be more likely to join us if the Queen's authority is low. You could also call upon the Church to condemn the Queen, or finally, you can send off an assassin to nip this in the bud. Okay, so this is just for the grandees. Do you want to launch a preemptive strike, call upon the chiefs, petition for support of the Church, or send an assassin after me? So that's zombie, goblin, and air one, whichever ones are still around. I think they're the ones that are the least active right now, which is kind of a problem. I think it just chooses automatically if I click continue. I don't know if any of them want to vote. Goblin? Zombie? Anyone still there? Anyone around? Grandy's nuts. Yeah. Well, I guess it's... I don't think I can choose here. I think it's just randomly picked. Petition for the support of the church. Oh no. Oh, they succeeded. That's surprising considering it's for faith. I think it was 40% chance. Thank you for meeting with me, Your Holiness. Your message was most heartfelt. How could I turn down those in need? We are all the Ninth God children, after all. Oh, I couldn't agree more, and on that subject, the Church has been suffering lately, hasn't it? The Queen hasn't been giving you the support you deserve. I mean, that's true. I have kind of been spitting in the Church's face at every opportunity. A queen with so little concern for the kingdom's spiritual health can scarcely be considered a queen at all. Asimo, on the other hand, if he ever finds himself on the throne, he would be sure to make a substantial contribution to the church's coffers. Now, you know I care not for money, I only care about what's best for the kingdom. And what's best for the kingdom is a monarch who cares about the church. I'll lend you my full support, gladly. Fortunately for the Queen, the power of the church has waned so much that the news of the Archbishop's stance is met with a collective shrug. Oh, nice. It didn't really help much, did it? Okay. Bizarre news from the south. The grandees with the Hordling trouble. Zombified potato, they're having even more trouble. Down with the 9 divines. No. Not the 9 divines. Not only did the Hordlings return, the whole of the south is now experiencing, wait for it, a spoon crisis. The 9th god wasn't happy with them or some such. Should I just laugh at them? God. Yeah, laugh at them. I thought you might find it amusing, in fact. She gives you the smallest hint of a smile, then bows and leaves. Nice. See, the grandees are rebelling against us, so we're just gonna laugh at them about their crisis, right? We're just not gonna help them. There's no point. Nah, don't need any of these. Okay. Mustering an army. The eastern border is lined with countless campfires. Pikemen practice their drills. The Count's troops are gathering in vast numbers. Look at them all. A wondrous sight is this. Is this it? Are we ready to march? No, not yet. We're still mustering our forces, and on that subject, I've considered several proposals to further bolster our army for the trials ahead. Oh. Well... B or D, I guess? Conscript a mass of peasant levies, or the existing army will be enough. So this is for counts only. So Zato, Zelda, and Ezekiel. Well, okay, you're just conscripting the peasants. That is fair. There we go. The East has a long-standing tradition of sending our peasants off to serve as human shields for our real soldiers. The counts pull peasants off the fields and thrust spears into their callous hands. This will mean a few bad harvests for sure, but the East can survive that, right? I mean, sure, yeah, definitely. Your Greatness, a terrible sickness is spreading among my troops in the north. What kind of sickness? We've done a lot of digging, a lot of latrines, and a lot of graves. What can we do about it? If we let the disease run its course, we'll have lost a lot of soldiers we can't afford to lose, but I'm not sure how much we can do. Perhaps the council can see a way forward. Send medicinal doctors from Quail University. Hire a wizard to cure the northern troops with magic. Quarantine the diseased and order the healthy to leave them behind. Or do nothing. Okay. Send in the doctors. And this is just for the chiefs because everyone else is rebelling. Oh, you're going for the wizard. Interesting. Yeah, so if you're rebelling, you can't vote in these. Because, well, why would I listen to you if you're rebelling against me? You know? It makes sense. Okay, so it's tied. I don't think Aura's here at the moment. Otherwise he might break it, but... I'm tempted to go with the wizard. Even though I know the medical doctors will probably be a good thing, I kind of want to know what happens. Because the wizards are always a wild card. You know what? Wizard. A few days later, the wizard Pestia arrives at your court. She's clad in flowing black silk, wearing a mask in the shape of a rodent's face. Explaining problem. Likely black fever, likely carried by body lice. Make sure all your troops are thoroughly bathed and scrubbed with soap. Now hand over my money and I'll be on my way. Here you go. Well, you follow Pestia's advice and order your soldiers to take a mass bath. Within a few days, the sickness has gone away. Well, I'm sure the Count's like that, except they're rebelling, so... More expensive than the doctors, yeah. What is a bath? Yeah, exactly. Crazy. This newfangled thing called a bath. Vast armies darken the landscape like the shadows of clouds. Flags are flying, drums are pounding in rhythm with the marching of boots. The kingdom is gripped with civil war. At least that's what you imagine. Most of your time is spent in the safety of your palace, poring over a giant map with your marshal. Your Majesty, the army of the East is trying to link up with the army of the South. If you take them both on at once, we're in real trouble. Our only hope is the chiefs. Against both armies at once, they'd be outnumbered, but perhaps you can take one of the rebel armies by surprise before the two join forces. We have no choice but to strike one or the other before it's too late. What are your orders? Hit the southern army first. Hopefully they do as they're told. God knows treachery can thrive on a battlefield. Okay, chiefs, do you want to follow orders and fight the grandees, defy orders and fight the counts, or hang back and let them just march into the capital? So again, that's Globia, Iha, and Aura. Oh, actually following orders. I'm surprised, honestly. I half expected you to just be like, actually, let's hang back and just let them march on. The whole city holds its breath. You stew in your palace waiting for your marshal's return. The bath thing was pretty convincing. Warm water turns out to feel good. Yeah, it does. Finally, she bursts into your throne room, drenched in the blood and sweat of battle. Oh god, 60%. Report. At dawn, we drew up in battle formations. It's all very orderly at first, Your Majesty, but after the trumpets blow and the cavalry charge, it's nothing but blood and screams. Anyway, after the red mist lifted, I appraised the situation. The southern line was breaking. They were fleeing the field. We did it! Oh my god. It was a total rout, Your Majesty. With their loyalists scarcely taking a scratch, the 9th is with us. Got my authority up, we gain victory points, and the south loses their military. Amazing. Huzzah! This is only the first battle, Your Majesty. We haven't yet won the war. The southern army is scattered all over the countryside. It'll be months before they can regroup. But now our armies are tired and the counts are still out there, raring for a fight. We can only hope our luck holds out. It'll all come down to this next battle. I'll lead the troops personally. I must advise against this. You'll be in great danger, and inspiring as your presence may be to the troops, your death or severe injury would destroy their morale completely. You must protect me then. Very well, Your Majesty. I will prepare your armor and horse. We ride at dawn. Let's do this. Okay. So we are winning so far against the rebels. Captured loyalist. Good news, Ezekiel. In my latest sortie, I captured a key leader of the loyalist forces. Oh no, Globula! Not again. Why do you keep being kidnapped? How do you do this? A scourge on you, Zelda. You addled fopdoodle. Release me at once. Someone gag our guest. I'm tired of listening to his whittering. That's better. Now we can hear ourselves think. So, Ezekiel, what shall we do with our prize? Okay, execute him, extract key information, free him, or demand a hefty ransom. So this is for Zato, Zelda, and Ezekiel. What would you like to do with Globula? Oh, free him? Wow. Very merciful. Jaeger! Welcome. Hi everyone, how are you doing? Let me give you a shout out, since I think Aura still isn't back. Hi Craft, hi Thrall, Samit. Welcome everyone. We're playing King of the Castle. If you'd like to join, type !join followed by your pronouns, as it says up here. And you will be sorted into one of the factions, chiefs, counts, or grandees. Let's see, Jaeger, you are a grandee. Congratulations, you're currently rebelling against me. Thrall, you are a count, also rebelling against me. Oh, Twitchy, welcome as well. Okay, so Zelda and Zato have voted for freeing Globula. Really? You're just letting me go? Yes, make sure to tell all your fellow chiefs that we are your friends, not that tyrannical excuse for a queen. Having trouble with chat? Yeah, they're rebelling. The chiefs are not, but that's only because I've been keeping their defiance in check a bit. My stability is on 1. If it hits 0, I basically lose immediately. My treasury is low. It's not really great. But you can join as well, Twitchy, if you'd like, by typing !join. You were having issues with Rimworld being borked as well. Oh no. Oh, you're part of the chiefs. So you're on my side, sort of. Maybe. Noon Doubloon, welcome. You are a grandee. it looks like. People losing magic powers because of zombies? How do zombies eat magical powers? Is that how it works? Also, I don't know if you've seen my shirt. It arrived like yesterday. I'm really happy with it. It's just Kirby with the text. I'll just do this for a second. With the text, I'm hungry, on there. The only problem is that now I need to... It is from QWERTY, yes. I need to actually set my cam again. Go to the other side. And then... There you go. Give pizza. Yeah, I would love some pizza. That would be great. Sadly, I don't have any right now. You get all your t-shirts from them? Nice. This is the first time I've ordered from them, but then again, it is also like not... Because I'm in the Netherlands. So it does need to take some time to actually get here, and there's like additional costs and stuff. I only got this one because it was just very... I just love it too much. Glory awaits, Zato. Our forces will soon march across the river Whitefleet in the north, and after that it's a clear road to the capital. A river crossing is a dangerous time for any army. We should do something unexpected. Build rafts downstream and float our troops across. By the blood of the dead, what cowardice is this? If we take the main bridge and fortify it, we'll control half the north. Yes, if. I urge caution. Okay, so you can build rafts downstream away from trouble, seize the day, capture and hold the main bridge, or cross the bridge and collapse it behind you. So this is for the counts. Zato, Zelda, Ezekiel, and Thrall. Dutch shipping costs hurt you every time. See something fun that's cheap and see its price get tripled. Yeah. So in this case it wasn't too bad. I think it's because it's only a shirt. So it's not really... It even just fit through the mailbox. So it wasn't... Like I didn't have to stay home for it or anything. It just was there at some point. Okay, so build rafts downstream. Rank cowardice. But if that's our decision... The counts cross the river downstream on primitive rafts. They're able to get closer to the capital while avoiding an ambush by the chiefs. But the peasant folk whisper that the counts are afraid of the queen's loyalists. Yeah, they're afraid. They're afraid of us. The final battle. It's the night before your battle against the counts. The atmosphere in the northern camp is tense. On the journey, you've had to leave most of the luxuries of a queen behind. But your marshal was good enough to ensure the royal command tent is always well stocked with wine. Drink only enough to steady your nerves. You take a sip, your hand trembles only slightly. Tomorrow we fight. How are you feeling, Your Majesty? Eager for glory. Let's see if that feeling survives contact with the enemy. Now that you're here, you need to lead your troops. Otherwise their morale will plummet. Of course. Or at last a chance to show my martial prowess. Divinity, welcome. You are a chief. Congratulations. I hope you're doing well. I look forward to seeing you in action. The next day, at an ungodly hour, you climb onto your warhorse and ride out with your troops to meet the counts on the battlefield. The sky is blood red. Flags whip in the wind and horns blow. Drums beat. Both sides are in battle formations, with the enemy visible only as a thousand gleams of swords and armor. Your troops are looking at you. They expect a speech. Today we stand and fight, brave warriors of the North. Oh, well. Your soldiers reply with a half-hearted cheer. Their hearts really aren't in it. Oh. You see what you can do quite new at this game? Oh, that's okay. It's the first time I'm playing it as well, so... It's mostly just fun. Your soldiers... okay, so we charge, we hang back with the archers, or retreat to my tent and wait until it's over. No, no, no. We charge. We go for it. Oh no. Oh, that's bad. Hi Mons, welcome back. Your warhorse surges forward, sweat steaming from its flanks. You raise your sword, and for a beautiful moment, it catches the crimson light of the sun. The army roars and rumbles into motion behind you. When you reach the enemy lines, however, things get more complicated. It's pure chaos, soldiers screaming and rolling around in the mud, blades flashing and clashing, blood spurting. At some point your warhorse is cut down. You fall with it, your leg trapped underneath its thrashing bulk, and then one of your own soldiers stamps on your head. Accidentally, you hope. Oh no. Everything goes black. When they see you go down, the Eastern soldiers roar in triumph and fight with renewed vigor. Your own demoralized soldiers let out a collective groan of despair. Just a groan as well. They're just like... They're not even angry or anything. They're not even demoralized. They're just like, The battle's outcome will be decided while you're being trampled into the mud. Oh my god. I live. I live. Have a good lurk, Zelda. Thank you for watching. When you wake up, you're swaddled in bandages and lying in your royal tent. Welcome back to the world of the living, Your Majesty. Don't get up, your ribs are broken. You won't be doing any athletics anytime soon. Get me some wine. Your physician presses a goblet of the good stuff in your hands. After you were knocked out, I thought all was lost. Our troops were demoralized while the counts were emboldened. Luckily, I fought through the chaos to rescue you. Once I'd recovered your banner and raised it up again, our soldiers recovered their nerve. I led a fierce counterattack that shocked the enemy. After a long hard fight, the Eastern troops scattered and were hunted down like dogs. Always my favorite part of any battle. Oh my god, we did it! So apparently, I did get back up, even though my own soldiers stepped on me. The people hate me, but they still fought for me, so you know, that's fine. That's good. Can't shake the feeling that we've missed something. No need to fret, Your Majesty. I don't think the counts have much fight left in them. All that's left is mopping up. Your internet drops for a few and you miss the whole rebellion, yeah. Welcome back, zombie. Okay, well... Oh, right, the North has their thing. Back in the North, Chief Aura Northwind, in Aura Northwind's clan hall, a congregation of god speakers huddle around their tablets. Praise Morgana. The tablets are genuine. Then the gods are good, and we are blessed, and Bjorn will be our king. All hail the Lord Render. Cheers circle the clan hall. A mug of ale is tipped over Bjorn's head. The influence of the old gods is spreading. We must ensure we keep the old ways of the North alive, and surely Morgana will bless us with the power to crown Bjorn. They must lower their faith to 4 or less. Well, it's 0. So, you know, that's not that difficult. Okay, there's an auction. So there's a deer park, which is decreased farming for the chiefs, decreased military for the chiefs with the stadium, increased farming for the counts with the aqueduct, decreased authority, increased military for the grandees, or reduced trade for the grandees. So if you'd like to participate, it is !fund and then the letter with then the number that you'd like to fund it with, the amount. So you are going for the theater to lower my authority. Okay, that's fair. Is there anything else you'd like to fund? Go ahead. There's not much I am against, except for maybe the Thieves Guild. Because I like trade. That is my goal after all, which hasn't been going great, if I'm honest. But then in part because of the rebellion as well. Okay, it looks like... Oh, did you sneak that in there? Oh, not quite. Okay, you were close. I saw it shoot up, but it wasn't quite enough. Okay, military and authority. Okay, they're still rebelling, even though... So I got full victory points. I don't know how that works. The war's end. Okay, yeah. The rebel army has crumbled. I've ordered a massive push into their lands, looting and pillaging the whole way. As we speak, Your Majesty, our armies are laying siege to Count Zado's fortress. Yeah, take that, Zado. We'll make the counts pay for their betrayal. I'll leave that up to you. First off, I need to go siege a bloody castle. Victory! The marshal rides back out to oversee the siege. A few days later, you receive word that Zado's castle has fallen, and just like that, the rebellion is over. Soon the Northern Army is parading through the city, waving their banners and showing off their loot. Trade is prosperous and the wealth has increased. Oh, look at that! So much money. I got lucky, Zado. I got lucky. That's basically what happened. Like, every time we fought, I basically rolled in my favor. Like, I fought the Grandees first, we won. And then in the final battle, even though I went down, the military still succeeded, even though it was a 40% chance. And we won, so, you know. Zado is brought to you in chains. Common folk crowd into the palace to watch the trial. We need a strong queen in this kingdom. You weren't up to the task. Oh. Okay, so... Sentence him to death, throw him in the dungeon, or let him go with a warning. You know what, Zado? I'll let you go with a warning. Don't do that again, okay? Blinking in surprise, Zado is freed from his shackles. Bowing and stammering thanks, he beats a hasty retreat from the palace. And just like that, the east and south are defeated. The kingdom is yours again. Oh my god, the military crumbled. Now we'll teach him 100%. Yeah, just don't do it again. Don't do it. The defiance is completely down. Amazing. Authority up. Stability up. Amazing. As you sit resplendent atop your throne, the common folk raise a mighty cheer. Long live the queen, they shout. Long live the queen. Oh, you rebelled? Tisk tisk, now go to your room. Exactly. Oh, I got an achievement for that. You defeated a rebellion. Yeah, we did it. Another fascist regime? What? There's no fascism here. Just a monarchy. Okay. Luck is with us, my friends. The Palace Watch are in our pockets. They took our money gladly. Oh no, of course. So the rebellion ended, but now your thing triggers because I don't have a lot of treasury. The kingdom can barely afford to pay them a living wage. Music to my ears. Soon the throne will be ours. Indeed it will, but now we must plan our next steps. Okay. So this is for the counts. Do you want to kill the queen and place your own claimant on the throne? Or control the queen with the threat of assassination? So lower my authority or raise military. Want to kill me? But Sado, I let you go. I could have killed you and didn't. Wow. I can't believe this. Are you part of? You're not in the game, Hans. You'd need to join first. You might join the counts. You'd have to do exclamation point join. Oh. Yeah, you are a count. So you can vote now. Not that it will matter much, but you can. There you go. Still going to try and kill me. Over the next few months, we'll have our troops infiltrate the capital disguised as beggars. At my signal, they'll gather and storm the palace in the dead of night. The bribed watch will open the gates, our soldiers will murder the queen in her bed and have you on the throne before sunrise. Ruthless, I like it. But what about the chiefs and grandees? They'll call us usurpers and rise up in revolt. Not necessarily, my friend. If Queen Marley's rule is weak enough, we can persuade them to accept anything. Lower authority to 5 or less. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, okay, this is all fine. Okay, so I'll just do a common tax. Yeah, the warning didn't work, I know, right? They're still like wanting to kill me. Even though I did it like, please don't do this again. You'd think that would work. It's crazy. My ambition. At the start of your reign, you said you wanted to be the architect of a new golden age, but so far you've not convinced anyone. The kingdom's trade is still lackluster, Your Majesty. Golden age? More like bronze or maybe copper. Your current ambition isn't working out for you. If you want to stop the nobles from overthrowing you, you need to pivot. Change your image. Your other advisors have some ideas. We should crush those disloyal nobles, smash their armies and force them to submit. Your Majesty, if you help us spread the zeal of the Ninth God, the Church will lend our full support. With the backing of the Church, the nobles wouldn't dare to move against you. Time for some monarch rebranding, yes. The common folk are a sleeping giant that even the nobles are afraid to wake. If you become beloved by the peasants, the nobles wouldn't dare overthrow you for fear of revolution. Here's another idea. Declare war on the Asmirian Empire. The nobles will forget their schemes if you win. This is, you know, it's not great. Okay, I'm going to declare war on the Ashmedian Empire. This is fine. Actually, should I? I don't know. I could just crush them all. Yeah, let's crush them. Sure. I don't know that's gonna work very well, to be honest. But we'll try. None of them were really good options. I'll begin putting together my plans. But of course it won't be easy. Your priority is to raise your authority and kingdom's overall military as much as you can. And of course there can't be open rebellion among the nobles. Well, we'll try. An eerie feeling. Oh, there's my Hans. I am most pleased with the new library we built on my land, but the scholars believe the library is cursed. They refuse to read any of the books on its shelves. That's inconvenient. Yes, tragically nobody can tell me why they think it's cursed. They just say it gives them a creepy feeling. What should we do? Perform an exorcism with 0% chance. Hey combat, welcome, welcome. I hope you're doing well. Paint puppies and clowns all over the library to make it less creepy. I feel like the clowns will make it more creepy, but sure. Order the scholars to stop complaining. Or raise the library to the ground. Well, I will veto raising the library to the ground because I don't like burning books. So A, B, or C. Also combat if you'd like to join. Well, you know how it works, I imagine. Since you've played this quite a lot. There's no way B can backfire. Yeah, no, definitely. Press buttons thing happens. Well, you can type in !join and then you can vote. You know. Okay. What do I do with this? I just want to know what happens with this. Honestly. Paint puppies and clowns all over the library. There's nothing less scary than puppies and clowns, those honking, squeaking bringers of joy. Soon enough, the library is covered in colorful images of giant playful puppies and enormous laughing clowns. The effect is more troubling than you'd hoped. By the blood of the dead, your highness, this hasn't solved anything. The scholars are still avoiding my library like the plague. We'll shut it down until this is sorted out. It's fine. That's fine. A count by the name of Thrall wants to present you with a new invention. Oh, Thrall has invented something. We are entering a modern age, a more humane age. Yet botched executions are commonplace. Decapitations where the head doesn't come off, or hangings where it does. No more. Behold, a merciful machine for removing heads quickly and painlessly. I call it the Thrall Owen. They strish away a cloth to reveal a huge machine of iron and wood. It has a hole for someone to place their head and a heavy blade dangling ominously above it. The sight sends a chill down your spine. You want to name this horrible thing after yourself? Why not? This is a machine of mercy. With a little funding, your majesty, I can distribute the Thrall Owen across the kingdom. But we're not calling it the Thrall Owen. I suppose we can call it the Decapitator. Decapitator. I can't even talk. Okay, the Decapitator. So fund a nationwide rollout, test it on Thrall Owen themselves, or ban it. Woods are hard. They're true. It's very difficult. I will give you money if you vote on B. There we go. I do find it funny that Thrall votes to ban it. It's his invention. That's quite interesting. Is it still murder if the killing blow was merciful? The answer may surprise you. Yeah, it is. Technically still murder. Crazy, I know. Okay, well... 7th row. What? No, I just wanted to help people. Thrall Owen is dragged to the decapitator by your watch captain and their head is forced into the hole. No, please. Shoot. Well... Wow, that is helpful. With the value of the decapitator now proven, you take money from Thrall Owen's estate to fund the rollout across the kingdom. Oh no, I took your money too. Soon you're chopping through the backlog of condemned prisoners with unprecedented speed and unprecedented mercy. Very merciful. Very merciful, but Thrall, it's okay. We have all Thrall Owen II. It's fine. You just don't have any money anymore. But you don't need money, right? I need this, I think. Okay. Oh god. Irritating visitors. Oh. Is this your place, Twitchy? Because you've got quite the hoard of gold here. I simply can't stand it any longer. I need you to do something. What's the matter? I have filthy peasants scrabbling all over my newly built monument, digging up the foundations, looking for secret messages. They've heard legends of buried treasure beneath the site. Total nonsense, of course. I need you to keep these greedy treasure grubbers off my land. You might actually need to start saying who peed in your porridge. It's a good saying, yeah. Actually, these rumors might not be nonsense. After conquering the north, King Arold the Great is said to have buried a huge stash of stolen loot, I mean spoils of war in the area. Why would he waste some perfectly good gold by burying it? King Arold had plenty of cash by that point. Presumably he meant to come back and dig it up one day, but he went off to invade Kurth and got himself killed. Maybe this is an opportunity though. What are you suggesting? We could search for the treasure ourselves, send a team of diggers to take the place apart brick by brick, and dig deep into the foundations. By the old gods, what are you saying? That would destroy the whole place. Take the building apart in search of treasure. Place sentries around the monument to keep treasure hunters at bay. Or dig up a fake treasure hoard to pretend the gold has been found. I will say call for unity. And then you can vote for A, B, or C. So take the building apart, which would raise defiance and lower authority. Place sentries, which would lower some treasury and defiance. Or dig up a fake treasure hoard to pretend the gold has been found. Which is an 80% chance based on authority. It does look like it's going to be C. You just want to see the shenanigans of C? Same. Okay, well, looks like it's going to be C. You Bury a fake hoard of tin coins painted to resemble gold. If you squint from a great distance, then you dig it up and declare that King Errol's treasure has been discovered. We've succeeded, and stability is a 2. Nice. I must commend the council on their genius. Since the fake hoard was discovered, I haven't been bothered by treasure hunters at all. Unfortunately, things don't go so well for you. The peasants now think you're swimming in wealth and demand all sorts of tax breaks and new roads you can't afford. When their demands aren't met, they call you money-grubbing skinflint. Well, you know... You gain some, you lose some. It's fine. An angry mob. One morning, as you make your way to the council hall, a mob of furious peasants surround your carriage. They pelt the windows with rotten fruit and loudly blame you for everything wrong with the kingdom. Down with the queen! Sit tight and wait for your soldiers to sort it out. Yes, the soldiers have difficulties, however. Protect the queen! Protect the... His words are cut off as he's dragged from his horse and beaten into fine paste. Oh no. The growing mob surrounds your stagecoach and begins rocking it back and forth. Your Majesty, make a break for it before they tip the carriage over. We'll stay here and hold them off. The warriors heft their axes and form a ring around you, sheltering you as you scuttle for safety. Stones rain down like hail, but you make it back to the palace unharmed. Yeah, they're very angry because the stability is very low. So, yeah. This is an outrage. Your Majesty, first riots and looting in the capital and now attacks upon your royal person. Our realm is on the verge of collapse. People are afraid. The rule of law is broken down. The peasants are demanding higher wages and more rights. Aye, but we obviously can't allow that, so what do we do? Declare martial law or round up all the rioters and hang them. I'll give you money. Well, welcome, Dona B-Boy. Welcome back. I hope you're doing well. How's it going? It's going alright. We're dealing with some rioting townsfolk at the moment in this game. I'm trying to suppress them and right now hang them, basically. So they won't rebel against me, which is not a very nice thing to do. But, I mean... yeah, I'm doing alright myself. Oh, you'd have to do ! join first before you can vote. Because you get put into one of the regions. You are a count. Congratulations. Get the decapitator, still hang them up, yes. There we go. Your soldiers face heavy resistance from the rioters and hundreds of your troops are killed. Others desert to avoid fighting their own fellow citizens. Well, that's fine. But the result is inevitable. Hundreds of peasant corpses hanging from gibbets left to rot along the Queen's Road as a dire warning. The riots die down, the common folk are terrified, but there are fewer peasants to work the fields. Is this good? I don't know if this is good. I feel like we're... Well, I mean, I guess our ambition is tyranny right now. Yeah, I forgave people for rebelling, but then I do this. You've done some redecorating in the throne room, anticipating your future as an iron-fisted tyrant. When the marshal walks in, she whistles appreciatively. I like what you've done with the place. Lots of chains and spikes. Is that a working Iron Maiden? Why don't you step inside and try it out? No. Had it shipped over from Tavolin. Very nice, I didn't even know they still made these. But that's nothing. You pull a lever in your throne and the trapdoor opens just to the marshal's left. Beneath it is a pit full of writhing snakes, all deadly of course. Ha, classic. Let them try to vote against you now. She composes herself. I have been surveying the troops across the kingdom. Oh god, the military is not good, that's the only problem. The civil war completely decimated our forces, your majesty. Every soldier worth a damn is dead, or has retired to polish their medals. We'll need to wait for the raw recruits to grow a few chest hairs. Okay. As much as possible within the next 2 seasons. I mean, authority is high enough, we just need the military to go up. Rebelling is fine when the nobles do it, but peasants? Exactly. Those damn peasants. Oh god. So, they are trying to lower my authority, and that's currently the furthest along. Which is why I like my authority being at 9. Pagan prophecies. What's this? The Northern Chiefs, God Speakers, have uncovered an ancient prophecy. Let me guess, you think it's all fake? Of course it's fake. Nothing those pagan gods have ever said or done is real. This is but one of countless myths used to justify the behavior of immature heathens. What she means to say is the chiefs plan to use the prophecy to justify unseating you. True or not, many northerners believe it. So what does it say? The prophecy tells of an authoritarian queen who was overthrown by a northern warrior, the savior of the pagans known by names such as the Thronebreaker, the Sword of Valtor, or the Lordrender. That's you, by the way. The authoritarian queen, not the Lordrender. You have 2 treacherous half-brothers? Apparently, yes. It doesn't really surprise me because apparently everyone in this kingdom hates me. Thank you for the hydrate combat. The prophecy calls for the collapse and death of all false gods, including the ninth, whom Knelquist will lead into a bubbling cauldron disguised as a magical pond. Sounds very heretical. Worse than heresy, your majesty, it's a lie. We must strengthen the church in the north. Besides falsifying their prophecy, it might even save a few misguided northerners. The pagans still blindly worship their old gods, however. If we don't act soon, the kingdom will be lost. Okay, order priests to go north and decry the prophecy as false, invent a counter-prophecy, or allow the prophecy to spread. I'll call for unity and see what happens. So A, B, or C. So you can delay the scheme of the chiefs, allow it to spread, or just decry it as false and increase their faith. No. It's very spread out. Anyone else wanting to vote? There's still time. Well, technically there's not, but I can leave it for however long I want it. I mean, otherwise I get to choose anyway. I guess we continue. This is a difficult one. You know what? Allow it to spread. No one will believe it anyway. It's fine. Either the council does not take the threat seriously or they have their own agendas. They refuse to help you. Gaslight them, yeah. A strange encounter. What's this? Mahans. For the last few months, Your Highness, our new library has stood disused and forlorn. I went to visit it a few days ago. The joyous art pieces you commissioned have deteriorated. The puppies look like sad ghosts, and the clowns look frankly alarming. While I was there, I met a woman who'd set up camp among the empty bookshelves. She claimed to be researching. From the look of her, I think she was a witch. Gadzooks? Oh my god. She might be able to help us. Or she's the cause of all this, Your Grace. I couldn't say. I hurried out of there to avoid being turned into a frog. Witches are not to be taken lightly, Your Highness. We must consult the council. Send a team of inquisitors after the witch, which is a 10% chance. Ask the witch to help reclaim the library, or let the witch carry on doing witchy things without interference. I will give you money if you vote for helping or asking the witch to help reclaim it. Because I kind of want to know what the witch does. Probably a lot of, well, witchy things. Okay. Looks like we're reclaiming the library. Or trying to. You would seek help from a witch. This kingdom grows more corrupt by the day. The witch sends words that she would be happy to speak to the queen, but she's terribly busy. She wants you to travel out to meet her. This is an outrageous demand, Your Majesty. You can't accept, both because of the risks and because of the shame. No, I'll go meet the witch. It's a few weeks until there's a free spot in your schedule. You make the necessary arrangements to travel out to the east. Naturally, your nobles gossip that you're running around at the beck and call of some peasant witch. This hag better have something important to tell you. Well, don't call her hag. She's busy with witchy witch stuff, exactly. Your Majesty, it's my singular honor to invite you to attend the annual Night of the Seven Pyres celebration. Night of the Seven Pyres? What's that? Your Majesty, do you really not know? It's the biggest festival in the entire south. It's a celebration of the ninth god and his victory over the other 8. It is the most holy and sacred night of the year. Most people like it because fireworks are involved. Fireworks! Indeed, Your Majesty. I look forward to attending. I trust you are willing to finance and organize one of the pyres. It is customary for the Queen to do so if she is in attendance. I'll make sure it's a night to remember. I mean, I don't have a lot of money, but I'll try. I'll try. Far to the north, an ancient ceremony in a smoky clan hall reaches a fever pitch. Bjarn, the chief's claimant, sits atop a throne of bones surrounded by god speakers chanting in a forgotten tongue. And thus, with Morgana as my witness, I hereby crown you the King of the North, the Lord Render, soon to be king of all the kingdom. Glory to the Lord Render, chosen of Veltror, glory to Morgana and the North. The assembled chiefs roar in chorus with each other. Steins are smashed against one another in celebration. Now we must bring down the false queen in the south and fulfill the prophecy. The only question is how. Okay. So the chiefs, which is Globula, Yiha, Aura, Sophinity, and Twitchy. What do you like to do? Lure me to the north and sacrifice me in a pagan ritual? Or sacrifice thousands of goats to the old gods and call upon them to intervene? Well... goats have had it coming for a long time. Fair. I mean, lowering your own defiance, it's already at 0. So I'm feeling that you might win this. I have a feeling you might win that. So it is destined, so it will be. Spread the word to all Morgana's children. The Thronebreaker has risen, and the false queen will fall. But first, we drink, in honor of the gods. More cheers erupt throughout the clan hall. Come morning, there will be a lot of work to do. Lower the fines to 1 or less. Yeah, okay. Well, there's an auction again. Farming up for the chiefs, authority up, military up for the count, authority down, or faith up for the grandees, or farming down for the grandees. So again, exclamation point fund, then the letter, and then the amount you'd like to spend. Let's see, aqueduct, monument, theater, it's all getting some funding. Oops, is the wrong thing? Oh, you did it twice. No. Oh, you said vote first, right, I see. Military up for the counts. I definitely want my authority up. I'm not sure why. Oh, ooh. That's a lot of funding for the farming. It looks like it'll be just both the chiefs' buildings. Yeah, you getting that aqueduct. Globula just threw 2,000 at it. Was that most of your money? Oh yeah. Wow, you had a lot of money. You have a lot of money. Okay. Or is that before? No, you... Okay, yeah. You had a lot of money. Fair. Let's visit the witch. When you arrive at the creepy Eastern Library for your meeting with the witch, the first thing you notice is the lack of birdsong. It's quiet. Too quiet. Goosebumps prickle your skin. Greetings, Queen. Greetings. What do you need, Queen? I'm a busy woman. Who are you? My name is... Wait, why did they walk away and then come back in? It's an interesting thing to do. Visti! Welcome, thank you for the raid. Hi everyone. Welcome in. How are you? How are you? What were you playing? How was Jedi Survivor? Yeah, I knew you were playing that actually. I know you've had trouble with crashes, right? But I hope it's been somewhat stable today. Zaf, welcome. Dunican, Merlin, of course. Darius, Psycho. Welcome, welcome. If you'd like to join, you can type in !join with your pronouns. And you will be added to one of the noble factions. You were ADHD side questing, nice, as you do in those in those games. Abyssal Omelette, also welcome. You've blessedly fixed most of the crashes, nice, that's good. I'm glad. Game crashed, then started updating, so we ended. Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. If you need to download a patch, then probably better to just call it there instead of waiting for that. But I hope you had a good time with it, at least. But yeah, we're currently visiting a witch. And this is King of the Castle, in case you don't know. I imagine you've heard of it since, you know, it's been quite popular on Twitch. This is actually the first time I've been playing it. And strangely enough, I've been alive for most of it so far. I haven't actually died or lost yet. We crushed the rebellion and everything. It's been quite something. Yeah, it's true. We're currently talking to a witch who could probably kill me. But right now we're fine. We're fine. My name is Lack, of course. I know who you are. What are you doing in my library, witch? Well, it's not a way to talk to a witch, but sure. First off, I'm not a witch, I'm a wizard. Witches are given their power like a baby given a toy, whereas wizards must claw it from the universe's greedy clutches. And to answer your question, I'm doing research. You're a wizard? You're a wizard, Lack. I've never heard of you. I'm a relatively new wizard. I only passed my apprenticeship a few years ago. What's wrong with this cursed place? You made a mistake, Queen. You went and built your fancy library in what's known as a thin place. A thin place is somewhere where the walls between worlds are flimsy. Out here, a witch, wizard, or demon could smash those walls down, from this side or the other. Sounds dangerous. Yes, there's a reason our nerves are set on edge by a thin place. Every speck of our soul wants us to leave. Not even birds come here by choice. What do you suggest I do? Lend me some scholars from Quell University to assist with my research. Together we can shore up the walls between worlds. You could even get your library back. Such matters require the attention of the council, of course. You travel back to the capital and call a vote. Okay, so again, if anyone wants to join from the raid, !join with then your pronouns, or just nothing if you're fine with they, them. Let's see, I'm going to send scholars to assist with whatever Lack's doing, let Lack continue her research unaided, or destroy the library and forbid anyone to visit the area. I will give people money if they help me send scholars, because I want to know what happens. She does very much look like a witch, even though she says she's a wizard. Well, it's more like how they obtain their powers, right? I don't think it has anything to do with their looks, necessarily. At least that's what she said. But can we truly believe the words of a witch? That is the question. Okay, it does seem like people are wanting the money, which is good. Even in the text now it says she's a witch. True. True. The game is lying to us. You send scholars to assist Lack in her research. There are rumors in the east that you're assisting a witch with her dark magic, but you can't do anything about the ignorance of peasants. Okay. What about our ambition? The Marshal requests that you come to the war room first thing in the morning, and she has news from her troops. The troops are looking good, Your Majesty. I didn't have high hopes for the Eastern peasants, but they actually know one end of the spear from another. Now the key is to make sure the armies are loyal to us, not to their region. Easier said than done, of course. I need to speak to the ordinary soldiers, grease some palms, smoke some cigars, reminiscence over old war stories. They don't respect the council any more than I do. But at the end of the day, Your Majesty, it'll come down to how much they respect you. That evening, she rides out to meet the kingdom soldiers and get the lay of the land. We'll wait for her to return. 100% chance. When she returns, the marshal punches you in the arm so hard you almost puke. What? From punching in the arm? How does that... Like if he punches you in the gut, maybe, but how does... How do you puke from being punched in the arm? Is that good? Was that a happy punch? The troops are with us. They're fed up of the council passing all these namby-pamby so-called laws. It's time for an iron fist to punch this kingdom back into shape. Over the next few weeks, soldiers across the kingdom mutiny against their commanding officers and swear fealty directly to the queen. The nobles beg for a council session to discuss the crisis, but you put them off, blaming the renovation of the council hall. At long last, after you're sure the armies of the kingdom are in the palm of your hand, you allow the next council session to go ahead. The final council session. The marshal stands at your right hand, flanked by a garrison of the city watch. Your honor guard flanks you on the other side, ready for anything. The nobles file in one by one. Is that an Iron Maiden? Most of them are looking nervous, but Count Mahons just looks angry. Your recent conduct has been outrageous, Your Majesty. Unforgivable. Delaying the council session, secret meetings with our soldiers, violating the feudal contract. My top officers have been killed in this little mutiny of yours. Let's call a vote right now. I'm ready to deprive you of your head, or of that crown. No, scratch that. I'm ready to deprive you of your head. I was, you know, reading ahead. It happens. Maybe you puke blood from the arm mouth they punched into you? That would be quite something. Pull your newly installed lever. The trapdoor opens beneath Count Mahons' feet. With a strangled shriek, they fall into the pit of snakes. Yay! Snakes. Oh, welcome, Morty. I think the game is ending, but you are a count. You're just about to see me rise up in my tyrannical rule. So, you know. My authority is now tyrannical. There's a moment of silence. Your Greatness, I'm sure we are all delighted to be here. Right, you lot. I don't think we need any more votes, do we? The Queen can take over from here. Of course, Marshal. And indeed, I wouldn't want to do anything unfortunate. As the nobles shuffle out with their tails between their legs, you let out a joyful laugh. Maybe some would describe it as an evil cackle, but those people would be dissidents, and you deal with them harshly. Without the council holding you back, your daily duties are so easy, so efficient. Your firm grip on the kingdom will secure an excellent future for little Marley II when the time comes. Your reign of terror is here, but your future has only just begun. Yay, we did it. I did it. All me. The chiefs decided that the time must not have been right. The prophecy was quietly forgotten. The count's attempt to worm their way into the palace was uncovered, and the number of arrests were made. Zelda ended her life chained upside down into a dungeon wall. In the sun-dappled vineyard, Asimo and Grandi are unlucky, opened a bottle of their finest vintage. And Queen Marnie's reign spanned another 15 blood-drenched years. The council couldn't defy her, fearing a gruesome fate. It was a dark and fearful time for everyone but the Queen, who seemed to enjoy herself immensely, especially when spikes and thumbscrews were involved. Well, we did it. Oh my god. 4 years and 6 months, and now I rule with an iron fist. I had no spouse either, I just was just me. Lone ruler. Wealthy's noble, Aura. Poorest noble, Erwan. Oh my god. I'm surprised I won the first one. Queen Marley the Terrible. Oh no. Well. So now we can continue, and then you have dynasty events and returning nobles and things like that. But I don't really have time for that. So we're gonna be wrapping it up. I'm so surprised that I won that. Like, because the game even warns you, like, oh, you're probably not going to win the first time around. But I just apparently got lucky a lot. Like, insanely lucky. Like, I could have died during the battle with the rebellion. I could have lost the rebellion. I could have like failed in the military check at the end, because I only had 40% chance for that, but I still succeeded. There was a lot I could fail in, and yet I managed to become a tyrant, which is not exactly what I was planning for, because I was actually planning to go for trade. I was trying to, start a new golden age. And I ended up being a tyrant. Strange how things go. Um, but sometimes that's just how the cookie crumbles and all that. You had to remodel your image, exactly. I had to reimagine, like if I can't have the trade go well, then what can I go well? And that happened to be just authority, just ruling with an iron fist. Traded in merchant wagons for torture dungeons. Yeah, exactly. As long as it works, right? As long as it keeps you in power, then it's all good. Probably isn't a good idea actually, but okay. So that was really good. I enjoyed that. It was a bit slow to start because people hadn't really been joining that much, but once there were some people voting and things like that, it really is a fun game. Um, let's see, who can I go into raid? Ooh, Kirsty's playing PlateUp. I haven't raided Kirsty in a bit, and I do love PlateUp. So I think I'll send you over there. We'll go do that. Also, hi trolls. I haven't actually said hi. I don't think. God, mind is just not working anymore. Okay, let me send you over to Kirsty, and you can go say hi over there and enjoy the PlateUp and things. Maybe even give a follow if you're not already following. But yeah, I hope you had a good time. It was like the last bit was a bit longer than I thought it would be. We reigned for like 4 years, which is surprisingly long. But yeah, it was very fun. So thank you everyone for the raids, for just being here, and for being lovely. Even as I executed people and stamped in rebellions and was basically a tyrannical ruler. I'm glad you were still here with me. I hope you enjoyed it, and maybe I'll see you tomorrow when I'll be playing Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous. So maybe until then, otherwise, have a good one. Say hi to Kirsty for me, and bye-bye. Bye-bye.